It's the Tanked After Show.
And the tank we just did was a slam dunk.
Straight from the Dieselfish's mouth.
Dieselfish?
Yeah, dude, Shaq Diesel, that's his nickname. Shaq's allowed to have his own fish.
Yeah.
Shaq was one of the greatest basketball players to ever play the game, and one of the biggest.
So this tank was go big or go home.
Hanging out with Shaq was fantastic. You know what? He's just like a big kid in a 7-foot guy's body. We had a lot of fun. He was there every day hanging out with us. I mean, you know, played basketball with him.
I went swimming with him. You went on the bike with him. I mean, hung out with Redneck, did a little music with him. It was great. It was great hanging out with him. I'd love to do another tank for him.
It wasn't that hard to cut the truck. We had tools that went through that metal and plastic like butter. That stuff would...
What do you mean cut the truck? You didn't cut the truck.
I cut the truck.
Dude, you cut the tires. I cut the truck.
Okay, whatever.
Cutting the truck was pretty easy. The tricky part was getting a straight line so this would fit flat against the wall.
When we're installing these tanks, there seems to be a lot of equipment called LSS, Life Support System.
Correct.
Is there any special place that you have to, consider putting these aquariums, or can you just put them anywhere?
Well, I think a lot goes into factor. One is you want to kind of keep it on the same level or below it, so it's easier to pump that way than versus pumping up. Two is remote's a lot better, so you can get into the room, take care of it. You're not in the living room or dining room, messing up the room. Ventilation's important. Power's important. Getting the piping there is important. So I think there's a lot that goes into it before you actually build the aquarium.
And what about actually setting the aquarium somewhere? Is there anything that you need to look into where you're actually setting the aquarium?
That's big too. You want to make sure the foundation's strong enough. Sometimes we have to make new foundations. We got to put in blocking, cement, supports, pilings. So it really depends on the job. So all that goes into factor, not just say, hey, I want a fish tank.
How did you make the lights on the truck work?
Well, what we did was we actually put a transformer in. Car lights are usually a DC, for battery, and then the house was AC. So we have an AC adapter that plugs into the wall. So we had to make sure that that transformer was capable to hold the horn, the front headlights, and the directionals on the truck. It was a little tricky, but we got it done, and Shaq is happy.
The air horn on the truck was a nice addition. How did Redneck make it so loud, and what was the setup like?
I personally think that the truck store was closed and he went to the train store because that horn was so loud, it sounded like a train horn.
It really
going.
did. So hey, why do vegan fish go deep sea fishing?
Just for the halibut.
That's the end of our time on the Tanked After Show.
But for more celebrity moments and the latest reveals,
go to animalplanet.com/tank.